A struggling single mother and her daughter accidentally stumble into an exclusive restaurant where a cold billionaire CEO's world collides with theirs. But when a medical emergency reveals hidden truths and corporate betrayal threatens everything, three broken souls discover that family isn't defined by blood or bank accounts. The rain hammered the sidewalk like accusations. Maya Chen pressed her daughter closer against the glass exterior of Luminaire, Manhattan's most exclusive restaurant, where chandeliers dripped crystal light onto tables that cost more than her monthly rent. Her worn sneakers were soaked through. Her daughter Lily's asthma inhaler sat heavy in her pocket, the last one until payday. 3 days away. "Mama, you're shaking," Lily whispered. She was 7, with eyes too observant for her age. "Just cold, baby." Maya's voice cracked. She'd been fired that afternoon from her second job. The coffee shop manager called her unreliable because she'd left early to pick up Lily from school. The nurse had called. Another asthma attack. 3 jobs down to 2. Rent due in 6 days. Through the restaurant glass, she could see them. People in clothes that whispered wealth, laughing over wine that cost more than her electricity bill. A different universe, one she'd never belonged to. "Mama, that man is looking at us." Maya followed Lily's gaze. Inside, a man in a charcoal suit sat alone at a corner table, illuminated by soft amber light. Mid-30s, sharp jawline, eyes like winter lakes. He was staring directly at them, no, through them, as if they were ghosts haunting his private moment. Their eyes met through the glass. Something flickered across his face. Annoyance? Recognition? Then his phone buzzed and he looked away. "Come on." Maya grabbed Lily's hand, starting to move. But Lily planted her feet. "Mama, I need the bathroom, please." "Lily, please." Maya's chest tightened. The public restrooms were 6 blocks away. Lily's breathing was already shallow from the cold. Inside was worn, dry, safe. Just this once. She pushed open the door. Warmth wrapped around them like a reprieve. The maitre d', a thin man with a pointed nose and an even pointer attitude, appeared instantly. "Reservation name?" His eyes traveled down Maya's damp jacket, her daughter's cartoon sneakers. "We just need the restroom, my daughter. This is a private establishment." His voice was a scalpel. "Reservations only. Wait list is 4 months. Please, she's 7, she just—" "Madam, I must insist." "Let them through." The voice came from the corner table. The man in the charcoal suit had stood, his presence filling the room like cold authority. The maitre d' stiffened. "Mr. Westbrook, these individuals—" "I said, let them through, Marcus." Marcus's face twitched. "Of course, Mr. Westbrook." He stepped aside with visible reluctance. "Restrooms are to the left." Maya hurried Lily past the tables, feeling every eye on her back. Whispers followed them like smoke. "Did you see her shoes? How did they get in here? Security is really slipping." When Lily emerged from the restroom, Maya planned to leave immediately. But Lily had other ideas. She walked directly to the man's table. "Thank you," Lily said, her voice clear and sincere. "You're nice." Alexander Westbrook, CEO of Westbrook Enterprises, youngest billionaire in New York, looked at this small girl with damp hair and scraped knees as if she were speaking a foreign language. "I'm not nice," he said automatically. "Yes, you are. You helped us." Lily smiled. "Mama says nice people help people." Maya rushed over. "Lily, come on, we're leaving." "You're the lady from outside." Alexander's voice was flat, assessing. "You were watching." "We weren't. I'm sorry. We'll go." "Sit." "What?" "Sit down," He gestured to the empty chairs. You're creating a scene. People are staring. Maya's cheeks burned. He was right. The entire restaurant was watching. Sitting felt like surrender, but standing felt like spectacle. She sat. Lily climbed into the chair beside her, completely at ease. I'm Lily. This is my mama. Her name is Maya, and she works 3 jobs, and she's the strongest person in the whole world. 2 jobs now, Maya muttered. Alexander's eyebrow raised fractionally. What's the 3rd job? I got fired today. The words came out bitter. I left work early to pick her up from school. Apparently, my daughter's breathing isn't as important as someone's caramel macchiato. Silence stretched between them. What do you do? Alexander asked. I'm a waitress at Delmar's Diner, and I clean offices at night. Maya lifted her chin. What do you do? I buy companies and break them apart. That sounds mean, Lily said. Alexander's lips almost twitched. It's efficient. My teacher says efficient means cold. Your teacher is perceptive. Marcus reappeared with a leather-bound menu. Mr. Westbrook, your usual? Bring 3 specials. Marcus's nostrils flared. 3? Is there a problem, Marcus? No, sir. Of course not. But his eyes promised retribution. When Marcus left, Alexander leaned back. You don't have to stay, but you're here now, and that child needs food. We can't afford. I didn't ask you to pay. Pride and hunger warred in Maya's chest. Pride had never fed her daughter. Thank you, she whispered. Lily was studying Alexander with unnerving intensity. Why do you eat alone? I prefer it. That's sad. It's practical. My mama eats alone too. After I go to bed. She thinks I don't know, but I hear her crying sometimes. Maya's voice broke. Alexander's expression shifted. Something cracked in that winter lake gaze. The food arrived. Herb-crusted salmon, roasted vegetables, truffle risotto. Maya's stomach clenched. She couldn't remember the last time she'd eaten something that wasn't instant noodles or dollar menu desperate. Lily ate with careful, grateful bites. Maya forced herself to eat slowly, though every cell screamed to devour it. Alexander watched them both with an expression she couldn't read. A woman in a blood-red dress approached their table. Her jewelry caught the light like weapons. Alex, darling. Her voice dripped acid honey. I heard you had guests. Alexander's tone went arctic. We're eating. I can see that. Victoria's eyes traveled over Maya and Lily like they were insects on display. How charitable of you. Is this some new PR stunt? Billionaire feeds the homeless? Maya's fork clattered. We're not homeless. Of course not, dear. Victoria's smile was a blade. I'm sure you have a lovely apartment. Or perhaps a shelter. They're quite nice these days, I hear. Victoria, that's enough. I'm simply curious, Alex. You never bring anyone to Luminaire. And now here you are with... She waved her hand vaguely. Lily stood up on her chair. Don't talk about my mama like that. The restaurant went silent. No, she's being mean. Lily's voice rang out, clear and righteous. My mama works harder than anyone, and she's beautiful and smart, and just because we don't have fancy clothes doesn't mean we're nothing. Tears streamed down her face. Maya pulled her daughter into her arms, humiliation burning through her veins. Get out, Alexander said quietly. Excuse me? Alex, I was only... You insulted a child and her mother at my table. Leave before I call security. Victoria's face flushed crimson. She spun on her heel and stalked away, her entourage following like satellites. Alexander looked at Lily, who was still crying into Maya's shoulder. She was wrong, he said, about everything. When Alexander excused himself to take a phone call, Marcus materialized beside their table with a bill. Your portion of the meal, he said coldly. $847.32. Cash or card? Maya's blood went cold. Mr. Westbrook said, Mr. Westbrook pays for his guests. You were not formally invited. This is your responsibility. That's not, we didn't order. Shall I call the police for theft of services? Marcus's smile was venomous. Or perhaps social services? A mother who brings her child to expensive restaurants she cannot afford suggests questionable judgment. The threat hung in the air like poison. Maya's hands shook as she opened her purse. $43. Her last money until Friday. I don't have that much. Then I'm afraid we have a problem. What's going on? Alexander had returned, his phone still in hand. Simply settling the bill, sir. Alexander plucked the bill from Marcus's hand, read it, and his expression went deadly calm. You charged them for the meal. They ordered. I ordered. For my guests. Sir, they arrived without reservation. They aren't properly dressed. They're sitting at my table. That makes them my guests. Alexander pulled out his wallet, extracted a black card. Run this, then bring me your manager. I am the manager. Then bring me the owner, now. Marcus paled. Mr. Westbrook, if I overstepped. You didn't overstep. You humiliated a woman and child under my roof. That's unacceptable. Your roof? I own this restaurant, Marcus. Have for 3 years. You're fired. The words landed like gunshots. Marcus's face crumbled. Sir, please, I have a family. So does she. Alexander gestured to Maya. The difference is, she doesn't use her circumstances as an excuse to abuse others. Collect your things. As Marcus stumbled away, a commotion erupted near the bar. A man in his 60s clutched his chest, his face gray, his breathing ragged. Someone call 911, a woman screamed. People pulled out phones. Someone was crying. No one moved closer. Maya was on her feet before she thought. Everyone back. She dropped to her knees beside the man. Sir, can you hear me? Sir? The man's eyes rolled back. Maya checked his pulse. Thready, irregular. She tilted his head back, checked his airway. He's not breathing. Someone start timing. Her hands found the center of his chest. She began compressions. Hard, fast, counting under her breath. The crowd stared. Don't just watch. Get the AED from the wall. Move! Alexander grabbed it, breaking the seal. Maya barely glanced up as she worked. Charging. Everyone clear. She placed the paddles. Shock delivered. Nothing. Come on. Come on. More compressions. 30 seconds. A minute. 2 minutes. The man gasped. Coughed. His eyes fluttered open. Paramedics burst through the door. Maya sat back on her heels, hands shaking, breathing hard. The man was alive, conscious, talking. The restaurant erupted in whispers. Who is she? She saved his life. Where did she learn that? Alexander stared at Maya like he was seeing her for the first time. The paramedics took the man away. His wife clutched Maya's hands, crying, thanking her, promising to find her again. When the crowd dispersed, Alexander led Maya and Lily to a private room off the main dining area. Leather chairs, mahogany walls, soft lighting. Where did you learn to do that? He asked. Maya sank into a chair. Nursing school. 2 years completed before. She looked at Lily. Before life changed. Why didn't you finish? Because nursing school doesn't pay bills. And daycare costs more than student loans. I had to choose between my future and my daughter's present. Her voice hardened. I chose her. I'd choose her every time. Alexander was quiet for a long moment. That man you saved? That's Gerald Fortin. He's on my board of directors. I didn't do it for connections. I know. That's why it matters. Lily had curled up on the leather couch, fighting sleep. Maya stroked her hair. We should go. It's late. Where? Home. Which is where? Maya hesitated. The Bronx. We take 2 trains. It's 9:30. That's an hour commute with a child. Alexander pulled out his phone. My driver will take you. We can't. Yes, you can. Because I'm not offering charity. I'm offering basic human decency, which apparently is revolutionary in my world. The car was warm, quiet, surreal. Lily slept against Maya's shoulder. Alexander sat across from them, his phone dark for once. You said life changed, he said quietly. What happened? Maya stared out the window at Manhattan's glittering skyline. I was engaged, medical student. We had plans, big, beautiful plans. Then I got pregnant. She smiled bitterly. He had bigger, more beautiful plans that didn't include a baby. Left before Lily was born. He's an idiot. The simplicity of it made Maya laugh, a real laugh, surprised out of her. What about you? She asked. Why does a billionaire eat alone every night? Alexander's jaw tightened. Because everyone wants something. Business deals, social climbing, access. It's easier to eat alone than to navigate the agendas. That sounds lonely. It's safe. Same thing. They looked at each other. Something passed between them. Recognition, maybe. 2 people on opposite sides of everything, finding unexpected common ground. The car stopped outside a worn building in the Bronx. Maya gathered Lily gently. Thank you, she said, for everything tonight. Maya. Alexander's voice stopped her. The nursing program. Which school? Why? Answer the question. Columbia, but I can't afford. I'll call you tomorrow. Mr. Westbrook. Alexander. Alexander, I don't need saving. I know. That's not what this is. He handed her a card. This is me recognizing that the world is broken when someone like you has to choose between dreams and survival. Call me. Maya took the card. Their fingers brushed. She carried Lily inside without looking back. Maya's phone rang at 8 a.m. Unknown number. Miss Chen, this is Barbara Winters from Columbia School of Nursing. In Maya's heart stopped. Mr. Westbrook called me last night. He's established a scholarship in your name. Full tuition, books, and a living stipend. Classes start next semester, if you're interested. The phone nearly slipped from Maya's hand. I can't. You can. And according to Mr. Westbrook, you should. He said, and I quote, she saved a man's life with her bare hands. Imagine what she could do with a degree. Maya was crying. Lily wandered in, confused. Mama? I'm going back to school, baby. Alexander invited them to his office, the top floor of Westbrook Tower, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Lily pressed her face to the glass. It's like we're flying. Alexander's assistant brought hot chocolate for Lily, coffee for Maya. Alexander sat across from them, less formal than before. His tie was loosened. He looked tired. I have a proposition, he said. The scholarship covers school. But you still need to work 2 jobs. That's not sustainable. I'll manage. I'm not finished. He slid a folder across the desk. Medical consultant. Part-time. You'd review health and safety protocols for my company's properties. Restaurants, hotels, corporate offices. 20 hours a week. $60,000 a year. full benefits, flexible schedule around your classes. Maya stared at the number. That's what? That's more than I make now at both jobs combined. You're qualified. You're observant. You care about people. That's rare in my world. Why are you doing this? Alexander leaned back, and for the first time, he looked uncertain. My mother was a single parent, he said quietly. My father left when I was 6. She worked 3 jobs. Just like you, she was brilliant, capable, strong, but the world never gave her a chance. His voice roughened. She died when I was 15. Exhaustion, the doctor said. But I knew the truth. The world killed her. Poverty killed her. I built this empire swearing I'd never be powerless again. He looked at Lily, who was drawing on his whiteboard with markers his assistant had given her. But I became cold instead, efficient. I forgot why I started. He met Maya's eyes. You reminded me. Maya's throat tightened. I don't know what to say. Say yes. She looked at Lily's drawing. 3 stick figures, holding hands under a rainbow. Yes. Lily started calling Alexander Mr. Alex. She'd visit the office after school sometimes, doing homework in his conference room, while Maya worked on safety audits. Alexander, terrifying CEO, would review Lily's math homework with the same intensity he brought to board meetings. This equation is wrong, he'd say. Period. Nua. Yesa, try again. Lily would scowl, recalculate, then beam when she got it right. Maya watched them, something warm and terrifying growing in her chest. One evening, as they were leaving, Lily asked, Mr. Alex, do you have a family? No. Why not? I was too busy building a company. That's sad. You should have a family. Everyone should. Alexander's eyes found Maya's. Maybe you're right. Victoria Chen, the woman from the restaurant, sat in a leather chair across from James Westbrook, Alexander's uncle and board member. He's losing focus, Victoria said, spending time with that woman and her child. It's affecting his judgment. James steepled his fingers. Go on. He fired Marcus, loyal employee, 15 years, over them. He's created scholarships, changed company policies, talking about ethical responsibility. This isn't the Alexander we need. What are you proposing? A vote of no confidence. You have board support. Get him out before he destroys everything we've built. James smiled coldly. I've been waiting for an excuse. That woman just handed it to us. Alexander walked into the quarterly board meeting to find a room full of hostile faces. What's this about? He demanded. James stood. We're calling a vote of no confidence in your leadership. On what grounds? Erratic behavior, poor judgment, using company resources for personal charity cases. Need I continue? Alexander's eyes narrowed. This is about Maya. This is about you compromising Westbrook Enterprises for a waitress. She's a medical consultant. She's qualified. She was a waitress you picked up off the street. You created a fake position for her. You're paying her $60,000 for 20 hours a week. That's not business, Alexander. That's a midlife crisis. The room erupted in murmurs. Vote now, Jane said. All in favor of removing Alexander Westbrook as CEO. 7 hands rose. Alexander's face went white. You can't. We can, and we did. Security will escort you out. Your access is revoked effective immediately. Maya was leaving Columbia, exhausted but exhilarated from her first week of classes, when her phone exploded with news alerts. Westbrook ousted, billionaire CEO removed by own board. Her hands shook as she read the details. Every article mentioned her. Mystery woman, inappropriate relationship, financial impropriety. She called Alexander 17 times. He didn't answer. She went to his building. Security wouldn't let her up. Mr. Westbrook is no longer with the company, ma'am. Where is he? I can't disclose that information. Maya's phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Chen, this is Barbara Winters. I'm afraid there's been a mistake with your scholarship funding. It's been revoked. What? Why? The board determined it was unauthorized use of company funds. I'm so sorry. The call ended. Maya stood on the sidewalk, rain starting to fall, her world collapsing for the second time in a month. Maya found his address through his assistant, a loyal woman named Grace, who slipped her the information with tears in her eyes. He won't see anyone, Grace warned, but try. Alexander's penthouse was dark. He answered the door in a t-shirt and jeans. Unshaven, eyes hollow. You shouldn't be here, he said. Too bad. Maya pushed past him. We need to talk. There's nothing to. They took my scholarship. They're destroying you in the press. They're using me as the weapon. Her voice cracked. This is my fault. No, it's mine. I was reckless. I broke my own rules. What rules? Don't care. Don't connect. Don't let anyone close enough to hurt you. He laughed bitterly. I broke every single one. Good. He stared at her. I said good. Maya stepped closer. Because those rules were killing you, just like poverty was killing me. We were both dying, Alexander. Just in different ways. Maya, no, listen. They think you're weak because you cared about us. Because you saw us as human beings instead of expenses or opportunities. That's not weakness. That's the only thing about you that isn't broken. Silence stretched between them. I don't know how to fix this, Alexander said quietly, and we'll figure it out together. Why would you help me? I cost you everything. Maya thought of Lily's drawing. 3 stick figures holding hands. Because you showed us there was a different world possible. Now we're going to fight to make it real. Maya sat in Alexander's apartment, now their war room, surrounded by papers, laptops, coffee cups. There, she said, pointing at a spreadsheet. Look at this. Alexander leaned over. What am I looking at? Your Uncle James. He's been embezzling for years. Small amounts, buried in operational costs. I found it while reviewing the safety audit expenses. Some of these equipment purchases never happened. Alexander's eyes went sharp. How much? 3 million, maybe more. How did you find this? Maya smiled grimly. I balance 3 different budgets on $43. You see patterns when every penny matters. Alexander grabbed his phone. I'm calling our lawyer. Wait, we need more. We need to expose the whole conspiracy. How? Maya's expression turned calculating. We give them exactly what they want. 2 days later, the board reconvened for an emergency meeting. James called it, confident and smug. We need to discuss the transition, James said. I'll be assuming CEO responsibilities. The door opened. Alexander walked in, Maya beside him. Lily held Maya's hand, solemn and serious in her best dress. What is the meaning of this? James demanded. Sit down, uncle. Alexander's voice could cut steel. You have no authority here. Actually, I do. Alexander placed a folder on the table. This is a forensic audit of the last 5 years of company finances, conducted by an independent firm. Want to guess what they found? James's face went white. Embezzlement, fraud, securities violations. Alexander's eyes were winter cold. $3 million, James. Did you really think no one would notice? This is absurd. The SEC has the same report. So do the federal prosecutors. Alexander leaned forward. You tried to destroy me to cover your crimes. You used this woman," he gestured to Maya, "as a scapegoat. You terrorized a child." He placed a recorder on the table and pressed play. Victoria's voice filled the room. "Get him out before he destroys everything we've built. That woman just handed it to us. Oh, Maya." James's voice, "I've been waiting for an excuse." The board members shifted uncomfortably. "This meeting was recorded illegally," James started. "Actually," Maya said, quietly, "New York is a one-party consent state. I wore a wire during my last visit here. You threatened to have my daughter taken away. That's witness intimidation." James stared at her with pure hatred. "Security is outside," Alexander said. "You're done, James. All of you who voted with him. Tender your resignations, or I'll prosecute every single one of you." Silence. Then one by one, hands raised. "I resign. I resign. I resign." 7 voices, 7 betrayals undone. James stood, shaking with rage. "You'll regret this, Alexander." "No, uncle, but you will." Security escorted him out. That evening, Alexander stood before dozens of cameras, Maya beside him, Lily sitting in the front row. "I'm here to address the recent events at Westbrook Enterprises," he began. "Yes, I was removed as CEO. Yes, it involved a woman named Maya Chen. And I want to tell you why that matters." He looked directly into the cameras. "For years, I built this company on a foundation of ruthless efficiency. I believed success meant isolation. Strength meant coldness. I was wrong." He gestured to Maya. "This woman saved a man's life with her bare hands. She's raising a brilliant daughter while working multiple jobs and attending nursing school. She uncovered a multi-million-dollar fraud that my board perpetrated. She did all of this while people like my uncle tried to destroy her for daring to exist in my world." His voice strengthened. "The board tried to remove me because I showed her basic human decency. Because I recognized her worth. Because I dared to care about someone outside my tax bracket." He paused. "They were right to be afraid. Because I've realized something. A company that sees people as expenses instead of assets is a company that deserves to fail." Cameras flashed. "Effective immediately, Westbrook Enterprises will implement the following changes: living wage for all employees, on-site childcare, tuition assistance programs, affordable healthcare. These aren't bonuses, they're rights." He looked at Maya, something soft entering his eyes. "One woman and her daughter showed me that success without humanity is just expensive loneliness. I won't make that mistake again." The room erupted in questions, but Alexander walked away, to Maya, to Lily. Maya walked across the stage in her cap and gown, diploma in hand. In the audience, Lily jumped up and down, screaming, "That's my mama." Beside her, Alexander cheered just as loudly, his billionaire composure completely abandoned. After the ceremony, they went to Delmar's Diner, Maya's old workplace, where her former co-workers had set up a celebration. "We're so proud of you," her manager said, tears streaming. Maya hugged everyone, overwhelmed. Later, as the sun set, the 3 of them sat on a bench in Central Park. Lily, between them, ice cream dripping down her fingers. "Mr. Alex," Lily said. "Yeah? Are you going to marry my mama?" Alexander choked on his coffee. Maya turned scarlet. "Lily, what? You hold hands now, and you smile at each other, and he comes to dinner every Sunday. That's what people do before they get married." "My friend Emma's parents did that." Alexander and Maya looked at each other. "Well," Alexander said slowly, "I would need to ask her first. So ask her." "Lily, it's not that simple." "Actually," Alexander interrupted, pulling a small box from his pocket, "maybe it is." Maya's breath caught. He opened the box. A simple, elegant ring. "I bought this 6 weeks ago," he said. "I've been carrying it around, waiting for the perfect moment." But perfect moments don't exist. There's just moments, and people brave enough to choose each other in them. Tears streamed down Maya's face. "You taught me that strength isn't about walls. It's about who you let in. You showed me that family isn't about blood or money. It's about showing up, every day, for each other." He looked at Lily. "For all of us. Maya Chen, will you marry me?" "Yes," Maya whispered. "Yes, always yes." He slid the ring on her finger. Lily screamed and launched herself at both of them, and they tumbled into a laughing, crying, messy pile of arns and joy. The fundraiser for the Maya Chen Foundation, providing scholarships and support for single parents, was held at Luminaire. The restaurant had been transformed, warm, welcoming, accessible. Maya stood at the podium in an elegant dress, Alexander beside her, his hand on the small of her back. Lily sat in the front row in her flower girl dress, holding a bouquet. "A year and a half ago," Maya said, "my daughter and I stood outside this restaurant in the rain. We were invisible, exhausted, hopeless." She looked at Alexander. "And then someone saw us, really saw us. Not as charity cases or opportunities, but as human beings who deserved dignity." She looked out at the crowd, hundreds of people, many of them single parents receiving scholarships, their children playing in the supervised kids area Alexander had insisted on installing. This foundation exists because one man decided that caring wasn't weakness, because a little girl refused to accept that kindness was only for the rich, because sometimes 3 broken people can build something whole. Applause thundered through the room. After the speeches, Maya found Alexander on the balcony, staring out at the city lights. "You okay?" she asked. "I was just thinking. A year and a half ago, I was eating alone, every night, convinced I'd figured out the secret to success." He turned to her, smiling. "I was an idiot." "Yes, you were," she kissed him. "But you're our idiot now. Lucky me." Lily burst onto the balcony. "Mama, Mr. Alex. They're cutting the cake. Come on." She grabbed both their hands, pulling them back inside. And for a moment, framed in the golden light of the restaurant, they looked like what they'd become, a family. Not perfect, not conventional, but real. 3 people who'd been lost alone, found together. The photo made the cover of the Times. Maya in her white coat on her first day as a registered nurse. Lily starting 3rd grade. Alexander beside them both, tie loosened, genuinely smiling. The headline read, "When Glass Walls Shatter." The CEO, the single mom, and the little girl who changed everything. Inside the article, one quote stood out, from Lily Chen Westbrook, age 8. "People think money makes you rich. But my mama always says family makes you rich. And we're the richest people in the whole world. In a city of millions, in a world designed to keep people apart, 3 souls had defied every rule and chosen each other. And that, more than any bank account or business empire, was worth everything."